Now, police have arrested Reverend Father Dominic Alinga of Iriri Catholic Parish in Nakapiripirit district. Reverend Father Dominic is alleged to be the prime suspect in the murder of Uganda Revenue Authority employee John Bosco Ngorok in Entebbe municipality. Preliminary investigations indicate that Alinga is still on the suspension from the charge over mismanagement of offertory worth 6 million Ugandan shillings. Take a watch.
Reverend Father Dominic Alinga of Iriri Catholic Parish in Nakapiripirit district has been arrested in Tororo district for the alleged involvement in the murder of John Bosco Ngoroko, a domestic tax officer in Entebbe municipality, Wakiso district.
He was stabbed in the neck and head by an assailant who was unknown then. So we wish to announce that the key suspect in this murder has been arrested, and he is Dominic Alinga.
Based on the police investigations, Alinga has a criminal record and is on suspension for swindling church offertory of 6 million shillings.
We also established that he had been suspended from the church by the bishop on allegations of stealing an offertory worth 6 million shillings.
It's alleged that the late Ngoroko lent some money to Reverend Father Alinga, and failure to pay back led to a conflict between the two. The police authority has also refuted torture claims against its officer at Central Police Station. The public is called upon to present evidence, pinning Investigation Supervisor Joel Tabu.
I also want to inform you that Central Police Station itself has CCTV cameras inside. So we don't have special rooms to interrogate suspects inside Central Police Station. So evidence will be readily available if at all the claims are true or not. So we are only appealing to members of the public to stop what we are currently calling misinformation against the officer.
In other development, police in Kampala Metropolitan raided the criminal gang hotspots in Maso Ana, Makinde Division, and arrested 66 individuals suspected to be behind the criminality in the area.
The operation was successful, leading to the arrest of some of the dangerous criminals in that area. We also established that 4 out of the 8 suspects were already on our police intelligence watch list.
Meanwhile, in the Kampala East Policing Region, police have apprehended 4 youths for protesting at the Chinese embassy against China's investment in Uganda's oil and gas industry.
We are all aware there's been a group that has consecutively or several times come out to show their dissatisfaction of the Chinese or China getting involved in the oil exploration in Uganda here and drilling. So their issue is still the same. They want China to back out.
The weekly security crime report indicates high rates of domestic violence cases, where some have led to loss of lives. Abdul Nasir Lubama and Rogers Komagun for UBC.
Now, the mover and seconders of the motion to impeach 4 backbench parliamentary commissioners have filed a notice accompanied by their evidence and a list of 189 signatures to the Clerk to Parliament, who has to submit it to the Speaker of Parliament within 24 hours. Theodore Sechikubo urged the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, to handle their motion as a matter of urgency, and members of Parliament to come closer and attend the sitting for the debate on corruption in the August House.
Movers and seconders of the motion to impeach 4 backbench commissioners, Esther Afoyo-Chan, Solomon Silwanyi, Prosia Kampura and Matthew Simpuga, for allegedly giving themselves 1.7 billion shillings in the name of service awards, have compiled evidence and signatures collected to attach on the motion to submit together with a notice to the Clerk to Parliament. MP Sarah Opendi explains that the delay has been caused by ensuring that all signatures are photocopied in colour.
Trying to get our copies, because these are original signatures that have been in a safe somewhere and they can be lost. So this is why we are trying to ensure that we have coloured copies of these signatures. There are 20 sheets of paper carrying signatures of members of Parliament.
The mover of the motion, MP Remiaga County, Theodore Sechkubo, and seconders, Joseph Sewongu, and other members who appended signatures on the motion marched to the office of the Clerk to Parliament at 5 Monday evening and filed a notice. He said, at this stage of the motion, commissioners should resign.
The fight against corruption is resolved. We shall leave no stone unturned. The option available and remaining to the embattled commissioners is to resign. Let them not waste our time. We pray for the indulgence of the Speaker. Since this is a matter of great public importance, not even wait for the 14 days. The country is waiting. The country is waiting. So this matter should be placed on the order paper as a matter of urgency.
The seconders of the motion urge MPs to come in good numbers for the debate against corruption in Parliament, emphasizing that those who never appended signatures can utilize this opportunity.
You also take note of those who are against corruption and those who are in support of corruption. Those in support of corruption, you will have to treat them very well. 2026 is not far.
Some MPs allege the commissioners plan to financially support their opponents during the 2026 general elections.
Who are ready to use their corrupt money in order to fund our opponents, because we stood in the fight against corruption. We have only one word for you, that we are ready for you on the ground come 2026. Our voters, the people of Uganda, are no longer asleep.
Our voters, our electorates, please start having conversation with us, your members of Parliament, so that when this motion comes to the floor, it has it enjoys a broad spectrum of the entire House.
After filing the notice, the Clerk to Parliament has 24 hours to file it to the Speaker, who also has 14 days to put it on the order paper for debate. Nafka Farida and Gloria Guitabinji at Parliament.
Now, 3 legislators facing offences of corruption have been released on a cash bail of 50 million Ugandan shillings each. Now, although court considers the offence against them of being a serious offence since it doesn't involve personal violence and any monies or assets to be recovered by government, it was obliged to release them on bail. We have more in this story.
They have hired prominent advocates.
The Anti-Corruption Court is trying the offence of corruption against legislators Yusuf Mutembule for Bunyole East, for Akamba for Bosiki constituency, and Sise Namuju woman member of Parliament for Rwengo district. During the last court sitting, legislators applied for bail, although prosecution objected. Judge Lawrence Gidudu, presiding over the case, after perusing all sides' submissions, granted the legislators bail under stringent terms.
The court cannot dismiss an application for bail simply because the trial has started. No. Judicial reasons must be advanced to grant or deny bail. The alleged have plotted to execute a scheme which backfired. Each applicant shall commit to be available and their counsel to proceed with the trial as required by Rules 5 and 12 sub-rule 4 of Legal Notice number 11 of 2021.
Court in granting bail was of the view that since the case against them does not involve any personal violence and that presented sureties are highly paid public officials, with this they are fit to stand sureties for the accused.
The case will move systematically to completion within a few weeks. Consequently, I grant bail on the following conditions. Each applicant will execute a cash bail of 50 million Uganda shilling. 2. Each applicant shall deposit his or her passport. 3. Each surety will execute a bond of 100 million, not cash.
Although they were granted bail, Paul Akamba will not enjoy his freedom since he has pending charges of corruption and abuse of office in another court. Court will resume on 8th August 2024 for further hearing of the case. Members of Parliament Yusuf Mutembule, Paul Akamba and Sise Namuju are facing charges of corruption for soliciting a 5% bribe from the Uganda Human Rights Commission budget for the financial year 2024-2025. Meanwhile, the hearing of the corruption case against the former Executive Director Mulago National Referral Hospital, Dr. Byarugaba Baterana, and co-accused flopped again, following the absence of Ewan Batanda Perez, also accused in the case. Although criminal summons were issued against Batanda Perez, he has never appeared in court. Court has now set 16th September 2024 to resume with the case and criminal summons extended against Batanda.
He will go back and he will be healed. Thinking about criminal summons turning into a warrant of arrest will not give him peace. Even now as I'm talking, he cannot sleep until he is aware that the criminal summons has not turned into a warrant of what? A warrant of arrest. Bring him the way he is.
Court prosecution informed the court that inquiries into the case are complete. Dr. Byarugaba Baterana, together with the other co-accused, are facing charges of abuse of office and causing financial loss to government of over 6.3 billion. Prosecution alleges that the 8 committed these offences between financial years 2015-2016, 2016-2017, and 2019-2020. All the charges against them carry a minimum sentence of 21 years.
Ivan Juko reporting there. Now, leaders of the Forum for Democratic Change Katonga faction have been arrested as they marched towards the Kenya High Commission in Kampala. They intended to deliver a protest note regarding the recent arrest and detention of 36 FDC members. The arrested leaders include Semuju Nganda, Deputy Lord Mayor Doreen Nyanjura, and Ingrid Turinawe, among others.
This morning intercepted and detained a procession of FDC Katonga faction leaders and members who were marching to the Kenyan High Commission in Upper Kololo. The group was protesting the arrest of 36 party members that were detained by Ugandan security after being deported from Kisumu City in Kenya. The detained members have been charged terrorism, sparking outrage among FDC leaders and members. Earlier in the day, the FDC members led by their chairman, Waswa Biligwa, and the acting president, Eriase Lukwago, held a press conference. They condemned the arrests and highlighted issues such as corruption, unlawful arrests, and human rights abuses in Kampala.
Them actually expressing ignorance about what happened. So we commend those voices, but also it confirms the position of the FDC that our people were not extradited, were not deported, but instead ferried here or kidnapped by Ugandan forces from Kenya, from Kisumu. And the reason we are demanding that the high authorities in Kenya come out on this particular matter.
Asking the Kenyan government if they truly have training camps for terrorists in Kisumu.
Jane Nyiramcha and Dan Lugemwa for UBC News.
The National Unity Platform, NOP President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, has congratulated members of Parliament and youth for actively fighting against corruption. Addressing the media at NOP headquarters in Makerere, Kavule, Kyagulanyi denied having conflict with Uganda or the Kabaka, emphasizing that any issues are propagated by self-seeking individuals. Take a watch.
Kyagulanyi's statement comes in time for NOP's 4th anniversary celebration on the 22nd of last month, which could not be held due to the ongoing renovations at Kolo Independence grounds. The parties are awaiting confirmation when the renovations will be completed.
That we were meant to have a huge celebration, which we continue to await, because the National Unity Platform made 4 years this month on the 22nd. We had asked for Kololo grounds, but as you saw, the regime said it's still under renovation.
At the press conference, the party Secretary General David Lewis Rubongoya introduced an online registration process for members living abroad, allowing anyone to become a member free of charge.
And that is why today we are launching this online registration system. This system is going to enable us, first of all, for you to be able to register yourself online, on your phone, on your computer, or any other gadget. But number two, to check your membership registration status. Once we get data from the field, we enter it into the system, and then people are able to check whether indeed they are registered or not. And those who are already registered can check their membership, but also those who wish to be registered will be able to be registered through this platform.
Kyagulanyi appreciated the MPs who signed the petition against corruption and the youth who supported the cause.
Thank you, those of you that have come out to disassociate with corruption, the likes of Honorable Nsamba, the likes of Honorable Seungu, who led the charge against corruption. We salute you. All of you that have signed the motion to ensure that corruption is debated on the floor of Parliament. Thank you. Salute you, young people, those that have come out to put their feet down, tribeless, partyless, but most importantly, fearless.
He also condemned those who spread hatred and insults against the Kabaka and Uganda, emphasizing that he has no conflict with Uganda.
Of course, temubulamu abo ababera bagala okozesa obwakabaka bwaffe oku alienating abalala. Ekyo mukisa omulungi nti bino si byakwewandiisa bwewandiisa, twazaalibwa bwetyo era tujja kusigala bwetyo. Njagala okwebaza Katonda olw'obulamu bwa Ssaabasajja Kabaka. Njagala okwebaza mwenna abaasabira Ssaabasajja Kabaka. Njagala okwebaza mwenna abaakuma ebyoto.
The leader of opposition, Joel Senyonyi, demanded the freedom of NUP members currently imprisoned.
You are seeing our colleagues, the Chileos and others. Honorable Kalwanga has been telling me about other young people from Busuju who were also picked up and they're trumping up charges, insist and demand for the freedom of our colleagues. Achileo is innocent. He did not commit any crime.
Crispus Arinitwe, Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
Of course, you've just heard there the leader of opposition in parliament talking about Cleo, and our next story is about that very person, and Chivumbi Cleo, one of the bodyguards for the National Unity Platform. President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu has been charged and remanded on charges of unlawful possession of defense stores by the General Court Martial. Chivumbi, who pleaded not guilty to the alleged offence, is said to have been in possession of a pair of Lieutenant Colonel Pips, and of course this took place around Nasana municipality, as we hear in this story.
42-year-old Chivumbi Akleo appeared at court while limping this morning and was arraigned at General Court Martial in Machine to face charges of unlawful possession of military stores.
To begin with, we were not there when the accused was arrested, so we don't know what happened there, but definitely I'm not aware whether he was beaten or not in my knowledge.
The case was presided over by Chairman Brigadier General Freeman Roberts Mugabe. Prosecution alleges that on 3rd August 2024 at around 1500 hours, while at Nansana East 11B Zone in Nansana Municipality in Wakiso District, Chivumbi was found in unlawful possession of one Lieutenant Colonel Pips, which are gazetted defense stores. The accused Chivumbi pleaded not guilty to the alleged offense. Investigations are still ongoing. Court will resume on 2nd September for mention of the case.
Why they would take over a month the mention of the case. We also need to bring it to the attention of court, my lord, that the accused person on the nature, it's still on the charge sheet, he was in custody on the day they say he was found with Pips. On the 3rd of August, he had been in custody of the state for over 24 hours. Lastly, my lord, we have interacted with the accused person who has informed us that on the day he was arrested, he was badly beaten by the arresting officers who were in civilian wear.
Some of NUP leaders who attended the court talked to the press.
We have always mentioned and we reiterate our objection to the continued trial of civilians in the military court-martial. And we believe that the planted evidence of military Pips was intended to bring him under the purview of the military justice so they can have a reason to bring him here and remand him.
Anga abakulembeze abenansana of course eddoboozi lyaffe lizze livaayo naye nga ku mulundi guno oba olyawongera abakanso bwe bagambye nti embeera gye bamukwatiramu embeera mwali ogiraba nti nzibu ddala ebikolwa ebifaanako bwe bityo tubivumirira.
Now, the Executive Director, Uganda Communications Commission, George William Nyombi Thembo, is advocating for commercialization of digital radio broadcast, DAB+, in Uganda. He says it will keep pace with global technological advancements, especially in the radio digital broadcast. Nyombi was engaging with representatives from DAB. He says it would enhance the quality of radio broadcast, offer more channels, and improve signal reception.
Believe that we have overcome the initial hurdles and hope that we are on the right path to digital radio revolution. Whenever I received my first digital radio today, and I tuned in, very, very crystal sound, very clear. So I'm a new entrant to the digital broadcasting. The FM broadcast band is obviously saturated. And therefore our plan for commercialization of DAB+ is more than timely. Actually, we have put up a committee. I think what we're going to discuss here will be an input to that committee to make sure that we practically go into the commercialization phase. I think we are piloted enough. It's time now to go into commercialization.
Congratulations, by the way, to Uganda, because you're a leading light in the East Africa region. And I know that you're collaborating with EACO. We can see that on your mobile. So the other countries in the region will be...
23 minutes after 8 in the studios of UBC TV. We'll now take a short break, but we'll be returning with much more.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't know.
can now get all the chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Once upon a time, there lived identical twins who gave birth to beautiful princes and princesses.
Their mothers gave their babies' bodies a lot of care by applying on their skin with Baby Junior jelly.
So dried their chariots and everyone would admire their glowing skin. Fun fact, Baby Junior prevents diaper rash, dry and sensitive skin.
Moms all over Africa love Baby Junior jelly. Baby Junior's the skin. No more worries anymore. Boo, 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 boo. Baby Junior.
Baby Junior.
Uganda, are you ready to kick things up to the next level? The Uganda National Lottery brings you Sports Stake 10. Predict the results of 10 football games and win big. With tickets at only 500 shillings, join the fun and make your predictions count with Sports Stake 10. Sports Stake 10, your ticket to football glory.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. A warm welcome to those of you just joining us. The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Diana Atwine, has called for a multi-sectorial approach to address sexual reproductive health if access to modern contraceptive choices for both men and women is to improve. She was addressing a conference on reducing high fertility rates and improving sexual reproductive health outcomes in Uganda, RISE program, learning and transition event here in Kampala.
50% of the world's population can't access essential health services, including sexual and reproductive health care. The United Kingdom government, through Marriage Stops Uganda, is implementing the National Reducing High Fertility Rates and Improving Sexual Reproductive Health Outcomes, a 6-year program valued at €28 million. The program in 86 districts that started in 2018 ends this month, 2024. The Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Diana Atwine, says the ministry is discussing with the Ministry of Gender and Ministry of Education to embrace sexual reproductive health to address high maternal mortality rates by improving access to modern contraceptive choices for men and women.
How do we address the disparity? And we know that so many partners in this space can be brought on board to be part of this journey. Because they're in the health space, and that we can achieve if we integrate. Ministry of Health now is obsessed. It is an obsession. It is obsessed with integration. So that when we go to the community, let's not just talk about one component of health. Let's get the whole, and that's why all the partners in the space of health, even social, like even who are working with gender or education, we need to come together. So
how RISE has helped many in Uganda. We can clearly see how the improved access to a variety of modern contraceptive choices benefits wider society. And even more importantly, fewer women are dying during childbirth. More women are able to avoid unwanted pregnancies. Better ability to plan pregnancies can lead to less pressures in the home on families and help reduce domestic violence.
Now health experts and sexual reproductive activists want increased funding and investment to enhance quality family planning services in both private and health sector.
I'm very happy when the UDHS results were released and getting that maternal mortality from 333 to 189, I think is a reason to celebrate, and among the best in the region. My humble request is, how do we hold that ground? We may celebrate, but at the next UDHS survey, it could still go up. So how do we, my challenge to the ministry, everybody, government, parliament, is how do we hold that ground? And then how do we take it down further?
This gathering marks a culmination of almost 6 years of hard work, of partnership, of collaboration, of learning for the well-being of Ugandans. And while we acknowledge that there are regional variations and stubborn problems like teenage pregnancy, I think those of us who've been part of RISE have good reasons to celebrate.
Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
Patriotic League of Uganda members have requested President Yoweri Museveni to retire their party leader, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, from the army to allow him contest for presidency in 2026. The lead person, Patience Sempana, who led the group, and Haruna Bikwase from Nakaseke in Buganda region, told the media that as a serving military officer, General Muhoozi is constitutionally not allowed to contest any political post. PLU youth also condemned corruption in the country and noted that Muhoozi Kainerugaba, mentored by President Museveni, is capable of leading the country.
He has done much in building the National Pro-People Army that has helped build a strong foundation. Today we can stand, we can laugh, we can sing with the soldiers and the police.
Be strict, and he's still young, he's an educated guy, he's an educated lion, our lion is going to fight.
When the president was in Navy on Saturday, I am quoting the president now, he said it is not proper and wise for senior leaders of NRM and other political parties to impose leaders onto the people. The leaders or the youth, the people themselves should sit and choose a person that they prefer to lead them. And when you decide that since the president advised that we should choose one person to be our leader, and you say you have decided that General Muhoozi Kainerugaba becomes your leader, as the Patriotic League of Uganda, we are very much grateful. A Patriotic League of Uganda, a league of only the patriots who are saying it is only General Muhoozi Kainerugaba who can help us to stamp out corruption, impunity, and abuse of office in Uganda. We have received your message as the PLU Secretariat. We shall deliver it to the Central Committee of the Patriotic League of Uganda, and by God's grace, we are seeing something.
Now, youth have been tasked to engage in agriculture so as to earn a livelihood, but also address the increasing effects of climate change. This was during an engagement aimed at seeing young people participate in addressing the effects of climate change.
Oftentimes, youth yearn for employment, but neglect ventures like agriculture, whose returns mature fast. Most of them have remained unemployed. The 2023 Uganda Bureau of Statistics report on unemployment shows that the rate is currently at 6.58%. With this, to engage the youth into agriculture, its technical know-how and other aspects would make them adapt to it.
Over and beyond that, ensuring that also farmers have access to right seeds, one of the areas that we work very heavily is issues around seed systems, ensuring that farmers have seeds that are adapted to various agroecological zones. Also promoting practices that ensures farmers can adapt to their various regions where they produce, so ensuring either they integrate the right crops, issues like agroforestry. Also working very close with governments through policies and state capability, building the capacity of various states to ensure they're able to integrate good practices and good policies that can ensure farmers access to various inputs that are required to be able to grow their crops well.
The food and land use specialist of Agri-Africa, Dr. Jeremiah Rogito, told UBC that this initiative will empower the youth to manage effects of climate change.
Is that agriculture is one of the sectors that really can create a lot of jobs. More than 50% of the jobs that we look for to come from the continent of Africa can really come from agriculture. And therefore, the big demographic dividend that we have across the continent, we should go to look at it more as an opportunity to go to direct these great energies, the young people who have great innovations. As you travel across the continent, you see great innovations, great ideas around on-farm production, around post-harvest management. We were able to tap on these great innovations, great ideas, and the great energy the young people have. And I think we can really completely change the demographic and the challenges that we have around food security and also incomes in the continent.
Although government has engaged communities on the dangers of climate change, there are still existing challenges to be addressed.
About climate smart agriculture through teaching children to grow trees.
They can delve more into the detail of how they can impact youths to actually change into doing the climatic change, and one of them is encouraging them to do mixed farming, which is mixed with trees.
Participants are optimistic that this engagement will yield results.
Creates opportunities for them to be able to share their knowledge and look at what they are doing locally in their communities and how it relates to the global challenges.
Rebecca Nantongo, Mike Bakabulindi, UBC News.
MTN tusako hajaruna mbiru live in concert Friday nga mwenda August hajaruna mbiru huyo kusenda hotel Rockton nga mwenda August monshoja atumye hajaruna mbiru live in concert VIP ya mtwalo 15 tukawa jigula ku momo ya mtwalo 10 hatemeze ya milioni 3 nyiga kamunyenye emo mkaga 5 kamunyenye 20 kadara oba downloading momo app ogule ticket ku sente ntono nga 10 August Colin Hotel mukono ticket ya shinjo mtwalo gumu bo jigulanga kosa momo jigula 15 VIP mtwalo 3 nga 10 August Maria Frema Saka shinje mtwalo 2 bo jigulanga kosa momo ya mtwalo gumu VIP mtwalo 5 ate momo mtwalo 3 n'ekitundu bitegekedwa keti events wawulone biwagirwa
MTN. Together, we're unstoppable. Where does it come from? That thing that makes us Ugandan. Some say it's in our history, in our culture, and in our hearts, in our warm smiles and vast miles of coffee. It's in our inherent pursuit to always be better, to never stop growing and glowing. We are a nation of sweat and skills, a nation of ideas and inventions. But what truly makes us Ugandan is our quest to invest in agro-business, manufacturing, tourism, infrastructure, health and education to improve the quality of life of Ugandans. That's what makes us Uganda Development Bank.
We can do better.
Uganda Development Bank, inspiring development.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. and hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF.
Welcome back. Let's have a look now at the latest in business and news just in. The Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi Rushochi, has called upon security agencies to look at the general security so that Ugandans can work in a free and secure environment. He says young and energetic Ugandans are willing to serve the country but are killed under unclear circumstances that call for security agencies to tackle. The Commissioner General was speaking during a requiem mass for John Bosco Ngorok at Uganda Matters Catholic Church, Chambogo. Late Ngorok was one of URA staff killed on the 3rd of August in Entebbe municipality. He is the second URA official killed in a spell of 1 month.
It's very, very painful. Honorable Nakuta has just mentioned that we have very few people who succeed in education in where we come from. JB's death has left a very big gap, a puzzle that no one can cover. I have seen him growing. I know the family. We are all from a very poor background, but a few of us who go to school are game changers. And JB was among a few I could count on in my district who was a game changer.
JB is no more, killed by another dangerous person. Our prayer to you is that you will put your heads together and work to improve the security of our people, so that as young people continue to serve, they serve with assurance that they will not be hurt or harmed by those dangerous people in our communities. May justice prevail, so that there's a clear message is sent to those who do not value life, that there is punishment for taking away precious lives, like Zaria's life and JB's life, in a space of 1 month.
Left home for work. I have to go and work. No, the father work for money and bring for yogurt as usual. And also paying my fees. And the baby explained to him and told him, Mommy has just come from work. She has bought for me some things. Baby responded to her, have you told Mommy thank you? Said yes. Told the girl, be a good girl. Be a good girl.
Sad story there, and of course may JB's soul rest in eternal bliss. Now, MTN Uganda has released the interim financial results for the 6 months ended 30th June 2024, revealing a robust 20.4% growth in service revenue. The company's Chief Executive Officer, Sylvia Mulinge, attributes this success to the resilience of both the connectivity and fintech sectors.
With a customer base now exceeding 20.7 million subscribers, MTN's revenue growth has been fueled by extensive network investments and an enhanced customer value proposition, which has significantly improved the customer experience.
To 1.5 trillion Uganda shillings. Our voice has continued to perform well. It grew by 15.1% to 626.7 billion. Data revenue grew by 28.7% to 373.5 billion.
The fintech segment in particular has shown impressive growth with a 23.5 year-on-year increase.
While fintech revenue grew by 23% to 442 billion. We have continued to invest in our network, and we saw our investment over the period increase by 8.6% to 219 billion. And this volume growth that we saw on our top line had a positive impact in terms of our bottom line. We saw our profit increase to 295%, which is representative of 29.7. And based on this good performance, we were able to get an approval from our board for the first interim dividend payout for 2024 at Uganda shilling 6.6 per share, totaling 147.8 billion shillings.
The mobile money business experienced a remarkable 25.7% growth, reflecting strong performance in the area.
We've acquired 1.6 million customers from June last year to June this year. Those are net additions, customers that are new onto Momo, and that's where it starts from. But also the agent network. We have increased our agent network significantly, as you've seen in the numbers. I don't want to dwell onto the numbers, but you'll see that from the beginning of this year, we went very aggressive in terms of agent acquisition. It's something that we had stopped doing in 2022, but we did resume from the beginning of this year to really increase the number of touch points for our customers. But not just increase the number of touch points, but also address liquidity needs in the market.
The multinational telecommunication company commits to sustain its commercial momentum in the second half by continuing to partner, innovate and increase solutions that meet an ever-evolving market as technology advances. Dennis Igor for UBC Business.
Now, Minister of State for Finance in charge of general duties, Henry Musasizi, has reaffirmed government's commitment to transforming lives through the parish development model rather than mere participation. He made these remarks during a site visit to monitor progress of the Chiochezo-Butambi road construction in Nyamweru sub-county, Rubanda district.
The 2.7-kilometer Chiochezo-Butambi road construction project is part of a broader 12.9-kilometer road network aimed to improve connectivity within the district.
We expect him to have a grade and compact the entire road of 12.9 kilometers, and which he has so far done on the 10.2 kilometers.
The project, valued at 1.9 billion shillings, will enhance access to social services and boost economic activities. Minister Musasizi inspected the road project and highlights government focus on using the parish developmental model to effect change.
We are pursuing parish development model. Here in this parish they have so far received 200 million, and the projects are really continuing. We have a number of success stories.
Meanwhile, in a separate development, the minister addressed a pressing issue of delayed civil servant salaries. This follows industrial action by primary school teachers in Kavale district who protested over unpaid salaries for June and July 2024.
All our civil servants across the country, that next week we shall begin paying, and by end of week we shall have paid all the salaries. I have heard that some people in Kavale were organizing a strike last week, I was told, but I want to really discourage them. This is not the proper method of work.
On the long-standing issue of pension arrears in Kavale district, Minister Musasizi assured the public that government has allocated funds to clear the backlog.
The challenge of salary is not only for Kavale district, or Rwanda or elsewhere. It is a challenge, it's a national challenge, which we have addressed, and next week our civil servants will get the salaries.
Fish farmers in Uganda have long faced challenges with slow growth rates, often due to poor breeding centers. To address this issue, a groundbreaking research initiative is currently underway, led by Makerere University in collaboration with the Roslin Institute at the University of Edinburgh and the National Animal Genetic Resources Centre. We have more in this story.
10.2. 31, eh?
The research by Roslin Institute at the University of Edinburgh in the United Kingdom, Makerere University and the National Animal Genetics Resource Centre aims at enhancing aquaculture production in Uganda through selective breeding.
When you are doing selective breeding, you use a number of modern tools, including genomics, which is mainly using DNA of individual fish to identify the best fish that you can use for breeding for the next generation. If you do this for multiple generations, you improve the productivity of your population.
The research project at Matuga Fish Farm is focusing on the Nilotilapia.
What we are doing today is collecting tissue for DNA extraction that is going to be done in the US, and then we will be returned genetic profiles for the different fish individuals that we have sampled today. Then we shall run some statistical models to estimate the genetic merit or how good an individual is to be used as a breeding candidate. So after we have estimated the genetic merit of individuals, we will rank them from the best to the worst, and we will take the best individuals as parents for the next generation.
Under this project, the fish have been evaluated over a 4-month period in selected ponds where they are regularly weighed to monitor the growth rates and resilience. By understanding the genetics of the Nilotilapia, the project aims at providing fish farmers with high-quality seeds that promises better growth rates and reduced losses.
And with those markers, we will run a statistical model, and the statistical model will estimate how good each individual is.
We come up with this good quality seed. The production cycle will be reduced 5-6 months, so that means the farmer will be able to produce twice in a year, which is right now not happening.
With advanced research and innovative techniques, Uganda is set to enhance its aquaculture production, guaranteeing a brighter future for the fish farmers and the industry at large. Joseph Bule, UBC.
Coming soon on UBC.
Welcome to Inside Broadcasting, sharing with you the process behind what you see on the screens.
My name is Lorraine Masika Kazimoto.
Step behind the scenes and witness the magic that brings your daily broadcasts to life.
That's why I come out openly to actually tell you that I'm an investigative journalist. That even when you see me here, I'm actually investigating you guys. So you should be aware about that.
Experience the hustle, the heart, and the human stories of our on and off-air staff.
I see my phone ringing and I'm like, ooh, which number is this? I hear the president on the other line.
The president of the Republic of Uganda.
Of Uganda, yes.
Be inspired, amazed, and part of the journey that powers Uganda's most captivating TV and radio moments.
Because good broadcast comes down to an individual.
This is Inside Broadcasting.
Inside Broadcasting.
Inside Broadcasting with Mark Wadula.
Coming soon on UBC.
Welcome back. Let's have a couple of items on sports and begin with the Olympics taking place in Paris. And Uganda's camp at the Paris 2024 Olympics has today been calm and awaiting action on the track to continue, with Leonard Chemutai going in the steeplechase as Tarsis Orogot contests the 200 meters. 5,000 meters runner Oscar Chelimo arrived in camp and joined others, including Tom Drariga, who will contest the 800 meters on Wednesday.
So far, I thank all Ugandans for giving us support, and I pray that you continue with the spirit as we deliver our goals and we raise the country flag up. Here, the weather in Paris is good. Yeah, and I know we shall do something good.
How has it been like since you arrived on Friday?
The station is good here, and everything is moving on smoothly. Yeah.
Okay, is there anything you wish to communicate to Ugandans?
I just want to thank you once again and continue to support us, and we are making our level best to do what we can do to make our country proud.
Now, for the second year running, the KAVC Volleyball Tournament has been dominated by Rwandan teams. Rwanda Revenue Authority and Rwanda Energy Group claimed the women's and men's titles respectively. Take a watch.
Yet again, for the second year in a row, Rwanda dominated at the 2024 KFVC Volleyball Tournament in Lugogo over the weekend. In the female category, a well-contested match happened as Rwanda Revenue Authority beat rivals Rwanda National Police by 3 sets to 2. While in the men's category, Rwanda Energy Group Volleyball Club beat APR a clean sweep of 3 sets to 0. Both sets of winners spoke after their respective victories.
For us to come here, we came like we want exposure. Because if you can see these girls I'm playing with, they are very, very young. Almost 95% of them, they are under 23 years. So our coaches, they told us, let's just go for exposure and for experience. That is why we played without any pressure. And honestly, I just want to thank God so much because it's a miracle to us.
About the tournament was tough because there is many teams from the home up to the final.
The tournament was very impactful to us. We were able to interact with the other corporate teams. We were able to interact with KAVC.
Former champions Rwanda National Policy were disappointed not to have retained their crown.
Red was a better team. They played well. They were much composed for us. I think they have a great strategy, especially on the services. They tried to make us play out of the system today. Actually, our boys succumbed to that pressure.
The 3-day KAVC tournament was a success, and the organizers were grateful for the turn-up.
The last couple of days we witnessed a lot of displays of courage and sportsmanship from the different participants. We are, as NSSF, we are really, really proud that this tournament is gaining the attention it deserves, and we commit to supporting it in whatever form we can.
Mashamira Victor, UBC News.
And that sort of brings us to the end of this first edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV this Monday, the 5th day of August 2024. Thank you so much for having kept us company. On sign language, it has been Senyomo Yusuf, and I am Rukidi Edward Kiijanangoma, wishing you a blessed night. But we'll leave you with the weather focus for tomorrow with Nanteza Juliet at the Weather Center. Juliet.
Most areas woke up with sunny intervals, while later on some areas had some cloudy conditions. My name is Juliet Nanteza with the latest weather forecast from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. When we take a look at the satellite imagery, it shows that north and the northeast are active because the rain belt is mainly in the north. Other areas rains received are due to the local effects. As we wake up for your Tuesday morning, Central, we expect to wake up with sunny intervals in most areas. Eastern, we also expect to wake up with sunny intervals together with the western stretch. In the north, we expect active rains in most areas. Later on in the afternoon, maximum temperatures are expected to rise to 28 in Kampala. Elsewhere, we expect a maximum of 29 with sunny intervals. Eastern, along Lake Victoria Basin, we expect a maximum of 29 with sunny intervals, and elsewhere we expect some light showers. The western stretch, Kasese, we expect a maximum of 30 with light showers. Masindi, we expect a maximum of 28 with light showers. Kabale Highlands, we expect a maximum of 25 with sunny intervals. In the north, we expect a maximum of 29 in most areas with thunder showers. For some of the world cities, Dubai, we expect a maximum of 42 with sunny intervals. Nairobi, we expect a maximum of 23 with sunny intervals. Cairo, we expect a maximum of 40 with sunny conditions. And London, we expect a maximum of 23 with cloudy conditions. That's all we had for you from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. Have a blessed night.